everyone, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to share some of the reasons why Super Saiyan Blue became the most hated transformation in Dragon Ball Super. And I'm not the one saying that this is what a large portion of the fan base believes. You'll understand what went wrong with this transformation and what could have been done differently to make it much better. So make sure to leave a like right at the beginning to support the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. With that said, let's get started. Seriously, if you're a fan of this transformation, don't get upset with what I'm about to say. Just watch the video first, then leave your opinion in the comments below, okay? You don't have to agree with me. I'll be honest, I was never a big fan of Super Saiyan Blue. As cool as that glowing blue hair makes Goku look, I don't judge a transformation based on its appearance alone. Now don't get me wrong, looks definitely matter. The real problem is that the way Super Saiyan Blue was introduced is one of the weakest moments in the franchise. Reason number one, a lazy design, that's right. It's not hard to notice that Super Saiyan Blue barely changes Goku's appearance compared to previous transformations. If you compare the blue form to Super Saiyan God, you'll realize they're almost identical aside from a few small details. Honestly, almost nothing changes. The aura is basically the same except for the color, and both forms have nearly the same physique. And when you compare it to Super Saiyan 2, the similarities become even more noticeable. On top of that, they later use almost the same concept for Goku Black's Super Saiyan Rosé, making Blue feel even less original. What's even worse is that we had just been introduced to Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods. We barely knew anything about that transformation. It had hardly been explored before Goku suddenly showed up with an entirely new form. That didn't generate much excitement because this new transformation didn't offer anything truly fresh beyond changing Goku's hair color. Reason number two, a confusing name and concept. Seriously, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan? Couldn't they have come up with a shorter, simpler name? It's an unnecessarily complicated name, and honestly, even the concept behind it is difficult to explain, especially considering that Dragon Ball has always been a relatively straightforward series. This transformation is surrounded by so many complicated concepts that it's honestly the only time I ever felt confused trying to understand one of Goku's transformations. The series never really had a habit of explaining how transformations worked, but when they finally tried to explain one, they ended up confusing fans even more. The idea of it being the Super Saiyan transformation of a Super Saiyan God just never felt like the best concept for this form. I know that in Dragon Ball Z, there weren't huge visual differences between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 either, but that's not really the issue. The problem is the concept. It's everything that was built up before reaching that transformation. It's what the character had to sacrifice, endure, and overcome to unlock that power. Take Super Saiyan 2 for example. Even though it didn't drastically change Gohan's appearance, it was introduced in an incredible way. We followed Gohan's entire journey. We felt every bit of emotion when he finally transformed. It felt like the series had been building toward that exact moment from the very beginning. In other words, Super Saiyan 2 became unforgettable. Super Saiyan Blue didn't. Reason number three, it rarely gets the job done, yes. Even though Goku has incredible ki control while using this form, most of the major battles where he relied on Super Saiyan Blue ended in defeat, or at least without a convincing victory. He lost a hit, struggled in several other fights, and many times the transformation seemed to exist only to let Goku stay in the battle a little longer. It wasn't until the Tournament of Power that Super Saiyan Blue finally got a bit more time to shine. But let me ask you this, what's the point of giving Goku a new transformation if it almost never finishes the fight? The power gap between Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue never really felt that significant either. So why not continue developing Super Saiyan God to its absolute limit first, and only after fully exploring its potential introduce a brand new transformation? In my opinion, Super Saiyan Blue ended up feeling unnecessary and added very little to the overall story. In fact, I think it's one of the transformations most likely to lose relevance within the franchise over time. And that's disappointing because Goku could have received a much more creative and meaningful transformation. Reason number four, inconsistent power scaling. Even though I've already mentioned that Super Saiyan Blue allows Goku to control his ki much more efficiently, using only the amount of power needed for each battle, I still think its overall power level is incredibly inconsistent throughout the series. While in Super Saiyan God, Goku was capable of shaking the entire universe with his punches and surviving attacks from a god of destruction, Super Saiyan Blue often feels much more restrained and far less destructive. At times, it almost gives the impression that Goku actually became weaker. On top of that, Super Saiyan Blue's strength fluctuates constantly. One moment it surpasses Golden Frieza, then it loses to Hit. Later, it's defeated by characters who, at least on paper, shouldn't even be that much of a threat. It's incredibly difficult to measure just how powerful Goku actually is while using this transformation. Super Saiyan Blue's power scaling feels like a roller coaster. One moment it's at the top, the next it's all the way down. And that's it. Now let me know in the comments, which of these points do you agree with and which ones do you disagree with? If you can think of any other arguments that I didn't mention in this video, feel free to add them as well. Your comments really help the channel. Once again, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.